debit. We don't use credit card here. We don't use debit card here. But when the mobile money was introduced, uh, so am I audible? Yes. Thumbs up. My is it okay now? Is it okay hearing you guys? So I don't know whether uh, okay. What to do? I don't know what to do. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, is it clear? Is it okay? Okay, I think because my slides were loading, that is why it was doing that. Okay, all right. So as I said, yes. So let's go. Thank you so. Yeah, so this is Vispad Institute of Technology. I did explain that is our motto. Sorry. So this is our motto, which says that "Nea onim no sua a ohu." Okay, so meaning let's go and seek for knowledge. Knowledge is the order of the day. Okay, if you don't know, you get hurt. If you don't know something, you just have to accept the fact that you don't know. So we are here to seek for knowledge. And as I said, that AI systems all around, from the generative AI to a lot of them, they keep each and every day people new. Okay, but some of these models that are released, remember, most of them, yeah, let me say most of them weren't built by, I mean, people in Ghana here or people in any African country. Okay, and the data that they use to train most of the time is not our data. So when you try to use the experience of these models to solve a problem in this part of the world, sometimes yes, it works, but it's not able to work 100%. Why? Because we have two different countries or two different economies. And I gave a typical example that when you travel outside the country, which is the world, most of the things that you see is what? Credit card, debit card. But in Africa here, we don't do that. In Ghana here, if you want to go and buy anything, you have to pay. Okay, if you don't pay, they won't. That doesn't mean that because they are using credit card, their system is better than us. No, their system is not better than us, but it is their system. That is their way of life. But here, our way of life is if you want to buy something, you have to have the money in your hand. Okay, so for us to be able to build systems that will suit us, we have to understand our culture. We need to understand, I mean, how things work over here so that we can also build AI system to solve problems in our local settings. All right. So A minute, my slice is still okay. Wow, the slice are heavy. Oh. Wow, that's nice. Okay, so this is, I mean, our logo. Okay, it's an adigra symbol. Those of you that you know, that's an adigra symbol, and the meaning is ne oni muswa osua ohun. That means knowledge. Let's keep seeking for knowledge. Let's look for knowledge. That is the only way we can solve any problem that we face in life. Okay, all right. So I want to be quick so that wow. All right. So who are we? We are just a startup education institution. Okay, so we don't have a particular place or a big infrastructure. No, it's just a startup educational institute where we have chapters in some of the universities in Ghana, and our ultimate goal is to introduce students, okay, to these emerging technologies. Okay, there are a lot of technologies that keeps up, I mean, coming. People, I mean, are developing new technologies. We want to expose our students to some of these technologies so that they can also start learning, or they can also start getting to those technologies so that we can use it in this part of the world. Okay. All right. So, what is our vision? Just to have a community of young people with advanced knowledge in emerging technologies in IT. So, we just want to have a community of the youth. If I say young, I mean the youth. Okay, but we have a well-developed mindset to solve world problem. Okay, so that we have a well-developed mindset to solve world problem. Then, what is our mission? Is to create an enabling environment for the young people to develop their potential to be an asset first to their society, the country, and the world at large through hands-on practice mode of teaching and learning. So that is why anything we do over here, we are going to practice. Okay, you are going to practice. So when you take uh, any module or anything that we will expose you guys to, we give you the theoretical part, then the practical part you will do it. Okay, so that is our vision and our mission. My slice is quite so forgive me, it load a little bit slow. Okay. All right. So as I said, we have chapters. Okay. Okay. So we have chapters. Legon, we have one University of Ghana. Okay, we have a chapter over there, which we, I mean, train students. Then when you go to UDS, Tamale, University of Development Studies, or for development studies, we have a chapter over there, which we interact. Okay. Then, lastly, when you go to Ho Technical University, we also have a chapter over there. Yes, we had one at Cape Coast, but we couldn't sustain it. So we are trying to extend it to all the universities in Ghana. So if you are here and from any of these three universities or any of the universities you've seen over here, you can DM me or you can send a message so that we start working with you so that we can form a chapter over there where our ultimate goal over there is to introduce or to expose students to emerging technologies. Okay, so you can do that. All right. So we be having sessions. Sometimes when I travel to some of these universities, we have sessions. But before we talk about it, let's I mean deal with the disciplines. So there are a lot of emerging technologies out there, but our ultimate focus, or our focus is one, machine learning, which that is what we are doing. Then quantum computing, then de novo drug design, so drug discovery, that is my research area using AI to uh, discover new drugs. Okay, so that is that. So these are the areas that we've focused. So if you have any interest, okay, then you have to work hard so that we can absorb you into our team, and you help us with research. All right. Okay, so there are certain things I want to share with you guys. Okay, because uh, for us to be able to get the best out of you guys, okay, I need to share certain things with you. But please, I'm going to make a statement. I don't want anybody to get me wrong. Okay, the way religion is practiced in Africa is practiced wrongly. I'm not saying you guys shouldn't go to church or don't go to your mosque. But I'm saying that the way religion is practiced in Africa is practiced wrongly. So it put a lot of fear in we the youth. When I was young, they put a lot of fear. Okay, so because of that, we are not able to ask questions. Curiosity is killed when we are young. So you're not able to ask questions that will enable us to be able to do research as young as we are, so that we're able to solve our own problem. So religion told us to, I mean, laid all our problems to a deity who will come down to come and do that. But for you and I, we know that when you wake up in the morning, if you don't clean your room, I don't think any deity will come down to come and clean your room for you. All right. So one of the things that's actually stifle development in Africa is religion. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a factor that stifles development and critically. Because one point says that everything is prayers, prayers, prayers. But those of you who did science, okay, I did science, and I saw that apart from, prayers has its own, what do I say, its own function or what it can do, but we are living in a physical world. Okay, so whether it's your mobile phone that we want to repair, whatever thing that we have, anything that we are using from car to nanotechnology to whatever came through science. Okay, it never came through prayers. It never came through prayers. So I'm not saying don't go to church, but what I'm saying is that draw your attention to, there are certain things that doesn't require prayers to solve. There are certain things that we can use. Science will say that we are talking about supernatural, that is the realm of prayers. But when you're talking about natural, that is the realm of science and thinking, critical thinking. So a professor said that you man the problem, you man the solution. You all agree with me that this generative AI that we are all enjoying, from ChatGPT to Gemini to whatever, it is man the problem, man the solution. I don't think some or the ChatGPT guy prayed 30 days and he got idea. No, it is true what curiosity. It is true what critical thinking. Go to church, go to mosque, but someone said you need to make sure that the brain is active. Make sure. And one of those assets that was given to us by God is our brain. The brain, but this part of our world really try to what? Put a cap on it. Okay, you don't ask questions. So because of that, we are not able to think. But my Vispad student, those that I work with, these are things that I tell them, that be critical in your thinking. Be critical. Be critical. Okay, ask questions. Don't let anyone put fear in you, because the creator that we are all worshiping, he's happy when we solve our own problem. He's happy when we solve our own. That is why he gave us the brain for our own problem. Someone will say that in Africa we have a lot of us, but other people are mining it for us. Why? Because we are not using the brain. When you try to do that, religious people comes in and say that you are going against the word of God. No, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think that the one who created us will not allow us to use our brain to do things. That is why he did not give us chair. That is why he did not give us mobile phone. We have to use our brain to develop it. So when you are here, I expect all of you to be critical in your thinking, critique things, whether it's from your pastor, whether it's from your man of God, whoever, critique things. You are not insulting. Just be respectful in your, conversation, but critique anything they tell you. That is where you start building curiosity. That is where some of you will build systems to solve problems in Africa. All right. So that is that. Now the next thing is scholarship. Okay, so that's education. Now education that we have in Africa, okay, the education we all receive, but it is not the African education. The education we all receive is the Western world. Because all the things that we were taught, we said Greeks, they invented this, Greek Pythagoras theory, everything. But it will surprise you that Africans also did certain things. But those things have been, is hidden. Okay. The people who are actually manipulating the stuff in this world is hidden. So we think that Africa didn't do anything. We think that Africa didn't do anything. But that is a lie. That is a lie. Okay. So from this statement, someone said, I was born and raised in post-independence era in Ghana. But all the training I had in school was what? Was an European training from education system that is different. That is why we are not able to solve our problem. The reason why we are not able to solve our problem is not that Africans we are weak or Africans we can't think. No, because the education that was given to us was the Western world education. So we started thinking like them instead of thinking like an African who will see the environment in a way that you will think through and be able to solve it. That is why all of us want to travel outside the country because we think that traveling outside the country is heaven. God has blessed you. And I'm telling you today, it's a lie. It's a lie because God, in His own wisdom, decided to put us here so that we can solve the problem. If God wanted us to solve European problem, I believe majority of us here will be there. Parents over there will give birth to us. But so far as you are here in this part of our world, it's your duty to make this thing happen. So when you are being educated or when you start exposing yourself to some of these Western people, they are this and that is brainwashing. All of us have been brainwashed. I am part of it. I used to think like that. But when I started doing my research, learning and discovering things, I realized that the fault is not from any of us. The fault was the education that they left. Okay, the education they left for us is something that actually worried us a lot. Okay, so one thing is the scholarship. Now, I'm not asking anybody to get scholarship. No, get it. But that's a new form of slavery. Because anytime we get scholarship, we travel outside the country, any research we do, we are really to build their country. Any research, any blacks travel outside the country to go and do, it is not for Africans, it's for them. That's a new form of slavery. So why don't we stay here and also start something? That is what China is doing. So China has started and they are now coming. But we are all traveling over there to go and go to school there. Yes, it's fine to go to school. I'm not saying don't go there. But remember that that's a new form of slavery. Our resources, which is our human resources, is what they are using to, I mean, uh, build their country. All right. So what do we do? So if you look at BBC said, okay, Africa is a hell, and you all accepted it. Now they've put more light on religious activities and entertainment. You will never see any conference that, oh, there's a science conference and they're advertising it on the TV, on social media, on TikTok. When you go on TikTok, you're not going to see such things. When you go on uh, even Facebook, sometimes you will see some of these things. But our main focus was on entertainment. And that is what Vispad we don't stand for. We want to groom people who will be able to think critically and ask questions in a respectful way. So the program, as I said, they're going to have three modules. So you have the first semester, which is uh, first semester, which of algebra, second semester, optimization and calculus, and the third semester, uh, probability and statistics. Now we are going to build you guys. Okay, so you make sure that you don't miss. Now, if you come for one and you don't come for the rest, you are going to lose a lot of things. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. All right. Then our teaching assistant, people will be helping. So this is me. Okay, Richard Siama. I'm the program lead. All right. So I'll be. Then we also have a Same. Okay. So University of Ghana, he did biomedical engineering. Then we have Cecil, he also did biomedical engineering, Legon. Okay. Then we have Harry, also University of Ghana, did biomedical engineering. We have Nanaya, also biomedical engineering, University of Ghana. Then we have Jeff, okay, also biomedical engineering, University of Ghana. Then lastly, James, okay, also biomedical engineering, University of Ghana. So they will be helping with labs. Okay. Now to successfully complete this course, you are expected. Now this is very, very important. I know some people they've dropped off maybe because of network issue, whatever. But this thing is very, very important. Please, the reason I'm saying this is that sometimes you'll be there and you receive a message that, sir, please, I want you to uh, fill this form for me because I did internship. I want you to write recommendation letter for me. No, some of these things we have stopped. I don't do that. I'll only do this when I see that one, during the internship, the student committed, he completed all assignment, participated in all quizzes, and was able to complete the final project. Now, you need to attend all lectures and lab. Now, you have to absent yourself. The maximum number of, abstaining yourself is two. That means if you abstain yourself more than two, there's no way I'm going to write anything for you. And there's no way you'll be certified. You're not going to get any certificate at the end. Okay. We have some students, they just show up and they go. Now we'll be taking attendance, and the attendance will be taking the time you spent in the lecture. So you can't just show up in 5 minutes and exit. No. That is why we are using Canvas platform. The Canvas platform will track you the time that you entered the call, you joined the call to the time that was you left. So we look at the time. If you spend less than 30 minutes and you left, they'll say, okay, that means you were absent. So you need to. So if you are going for 1 hour 30 minutes, you have to show or you have to let us know that you spend more than that, which is almost 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour 20 minutes before we mark you present. So please take note of it. So the program we are starting from 10th to 14th December. Okay. Let me be quick. It's 8. All right. So lectures will be on Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, I made it 2 hours. Doesn't mean that we'll be going for 2 hours. No. The maximum sometimes we go 1 hour, 30 minutes, we are done. But I made it 2 hours. Should we, exceed the 1 hour, 30 minutes, we still have time. Okay, that's why I made it 2 hours. But in actual sense, 1 hour. Okay. The same thing with the labs. So these are what we'll be talking about. Now, anything we'll talk or we discuss over here, I know some of you have an idea about it. It will be related to machine learning. We are not always, or we are not going to teach theoretical or in a theoretical way. No, anything that is done over here related to machine learning. We talk about vectors. We learn how this the data, everything we are dealing with, okay, can be represented using vector. Okay, so that you yourself be able to appreciate, because there are certain things you take for granted. When you're using ChatGPT, you take ChatGPT for granted. But the technology that goes into it, there are basic things that we can build our own AI systems. We can build our own AI system. But the issue is because we don't understand anything, so we just accept it and use it like that. Okay. So make sure you join. So this is what we'll be doing. And you see it to be, simple like that. It has a lot of principles. It has a lot of things that we will use to be able to build any AI system that we want to build. All right. So labs is from also Saturdays. So labs will be Saturdays, but the labs is going to depend on the TAs. So you guys will be grouped. Like we will do the grouping right now. We are going to group you guys, and each TA will be assigned to a lab. So depending on what the TA want to do, a TA will say, okay, I want to hold my class. The TA also will say, I want to hold it on Mondays. All depend on the TAs, okay? And they will make sure that you are present because they also will marking register. So this is the platform. We use a Python. Okay, the platform we use is Kaggle Jupyter Notebook. So you'll be introduced to Kaggle right now before we end. Then these are the 5 labs. I think no, I didn't add one. There are 6 rather. All right. So we will split you guys. Then anytime the TA will start a conference over there, and all of you will be able to join. Okay. So that is that. So what are some of the opportunities that you can? We will award the best projects, then most punctual students, because the system here will be tracking all of you. You know those who are always on time and who also stay. Okay, so we end the session. Then the best student means quizzes assignment. Please go check that. Then the most active student, the student who is able to engage us, ask questions, we will do that. Right. Then what are some of the opportunities? Publication of your project work. If you're able to come with a project work and is great, you work on it and publish it. Then we will integrate you into the Vispad research team. You will be part of us for research activities. Okay. Then also you also get opportunity to uh, present at conferences and also seminars. Yes, I have links to other conferences depending on your project work. So if the project work is, good enough, okay, and submit it to a conference and a seminar, you will go there to go and present. You can come traveling to go and present your ideas. Okay, so that is also take note. It's not going to be something is easy at all. All right. So this is I want to show you guys something. We start people will apply. So plenty students or plenty participants will apply. But when you start the internship, you're going to get only few. I don't want any of you to be like that. Once you have joined, make sure you get to the end because a half-done job deserves what? No pay. If you see that you join and you're not active, you just wasted your time. So if you want to get the best out of it, I prefer that you stay and you also, yeah, take part in anything that we do. So thank you. Now we will do grouping, and the grouping we will assign the TAs to it. Okay, they will decide when. So they will when we do the grouping, they will send you guys mail on Canvas. They will send you guys mail on Canvas. So make sure you check your Canvas. Anytime they send you, I think it will send you an email to be able to see. Okay, so that is that for the grouping. Then I think I wanted to say something before I let Jeff come in. Mm, okay, so you let me end here. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. So Jeff is going to take you guys through Kaggle platform. If you don't have an account, go and create an account because that is what we are going to use. Okay, we are going to use that to do our coding, everything. So he's going to take you guys through right now and show you the interface, everything. Okay. So thank you guys so much. My name is Richard Esiama. You can call me Richard or Esiama, any of them. Okay, or you can call me Sir in a respectful way. All right. So I'll end here and I will let TA Jeff take you guys through the Canvas platform. Okay. As I said, the groupings will be done on Canvas. So the TAs will send you guys mail on Canvas that you are part of their group. And this is the time they think it will favor. So you guys should agree and connect to that. Okay. Then the last thing is project. Yes, I want to talk about the project. Yes, the project. Now, We are all going to work on a project. Now, at first, we wanted to give you guys the topic or the areas, but no, we said we are going to limit you guys. Now, the project, we don't want to, be specific, or we don't want to put you guys like in a box. This is what I decided to do. The project that you guys, sorry, okay. So the project that we want to you guys to work on, okay. So we want you guys. Jeff, please, can you change? I'm not done yet. Okay, thank you. So the project that we want to work, we want you guys to work on. Okay, we don't want to, be rigid. So let me write this quickly so that we can go. All right. No. Where is this? Okay, let me pick this one rather. All right. Oh,
Joe.
okay. So you can have you can have one or more. Okay, so groups. All right. So that means if you decide to work alone, please let us know. You can share, send a message on Canvas. If you decide to work in groups, now on the platform, you can email your colleagues. You can email your colleagues to let them know, or you can even on the WhatsApp platform also. You can also form your own group. So the group, the maximum is three. So either one, okay, or two or three members. So either you yourself you want to do it, or you want to have two people involved or two participants involved. Then you can also have three people involved. Okay. So you have to decide. But we are all going to work on a project. The project is a requirement for certification. Okay. So you have about 10 weeks to work on a project. So start thinking about it now. Start the lab, the TAs. Whilst I'm doing the lecture, you're engaging the TAs and trying to transform whatever thing that you have into code. The reason why we are doing this is that we want you guys to be able to apply the math. So when we are, presenting, you can speak mathematically, not just code alone. So when you are saying that your model is doing this, you understand the math behind it so that we can explain to us and be able to understand it properly. All right. So start thinking about it. Your project. If you want to form groups, you can even start chatting some of your colleagues here right now so that they can join your team. Okay, maximum is three. Okay, but you can also, if you want to do it, alone, you can go ahead and do it. The maximum is three. All right. So thank you guys. Okay, I will let Jeff continue with the Kaggle interface. He will tell you everything about it. So Jeff, you can take over.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Guys, please give me a minute to set up or something right now.
Tamagui.
All right. Okay, good evening, everyone. And I think Richard has given an overview of the whole program so far, and I'm just here to give us an overview, introduction to the platform that we'll be using for this program. We'll be using the Kaggle platform. And before I go ahead, I want to set up this short poll, and I just want you guys to feel this so I have a quick idea of the familiarity and see where everyone is for their platform. So take a second to fill this poll for me. Right. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we have a mix of beginners and a few of people who've explored Kaggle before. That's fine. That sounds great. Um, Make sure to balance the pace so that everyone can follow comfortably no matter your stand. Right. So if you can see my screen, you realize I've typed the platform on Google. I'm hoping we've all joined with our laptop so you can be following as I go ahead, as I go along, just so you don't get lost. We have lots of time to go through, so please give me thumbs up if you've joined with a laptop and you can see what I'm doing. Great. So I zoomed in so you can see the spelling of the platform, Kaggle. So Kaggle is one of the world's largest data science platforms, and data scientists, data science enthusiasts, machine learning guys can share data sets, build models, even participate in competitions on that platform. You can think of it like a social media platform for data scientists, for the data science community. And most of the key features include you can even join competitions. As I said, you can create data sets. You can work with notebooks. And there's a whole community where you can share opinions, discussions, and all of that. And the main focus for them, this introduction is just going to be focused on notebooks and perhaps creating your own data sets and also sharing your notebook with us after you work on them. So I think I created a new Google account for this so I can go through the logging in, the signing up procedure all over again with you guys. So those who haven't had the chance to create accounts on Kaggle. So just type Kaggle online in Google, and the first link that comes up, just go ahead and click on that. And let me sign up. Right. Okay, so this is what you should see. Right, this is what you should see. And you, just like any platform, you just register. You can easily register with Google. You can also do that with your email as well. So yeah. So I won't see if everyone is following me. So just kindly notify me if I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow. Let me know you're on track, right? Just react. Let me know you're following. So once you just sign up with your Google account, and then this is what you should see, the dashboard. Okay, so once we are here, you can see the home tab. That's where we are right now. It's more like a dashboard. You get to see your statistics here. You can hide it or you can show it. You see the number of notebooks, the data sets you've created. You get to see new and exciting stuff that's being published on the platform and all of that. You come check the left side over here, the left side of your screen. There's this sidebar that you can toggle on and off. And over here, you get to see the various navigation menus you can check out. There's the competitions. You can join competitions over here. They even have courses here that you can learn machine learning and any intro to Python programming, anything, you just enroll for free and learn over here. Certified courses as well. And data sets. There are lots of online data sets over here, publicly available data sets that you can just come over here, look for anything you want in your field, add them to your notebook, download them, work with them for free. And there are also the models over here you can use for your stuff. I think since this is an introduction course, as we get further into the course, you get to understand what models are and how you can use them. So what we're going to do today is trying to create a new notebook and trying to just exploring the interface of the Kaggle notebook, and also finally how to share your notebook with us or anyone. Most of the tasks that I'll be giving you, you'll be doing it on the Kaggle platform. So you need to know how to share your files with us so we can check them out, make corrections, and all of that. Right. So when you come to the code section over here, that's what you see. And if you have, or if you already have notebooks over here, you click on your work, you're going to see your notes you have over here. If not, you just click on create notebook and you're going to create a new notebook, right? So this is what you see once you do that. And I hope everyone is on track. Kindly give me reactions if you are following up to this point. I think only one person, two people are reacting. That is, I hope you are all following. Most of you are joining with your phones. So, right. Okay. So this is what you see. It comes with a default line of default cell with some lines of code that I'm going to delete this. So we'll start fresh. You can just click on a cell, right click on it, and you find a delete cell. So you realize it also has shortcuts over here. So you can hit D twice to delete a cell, and just like that. Or you can delete it by right clicking and deleting, right? So this is what you should see once you log in or once you create a new notebook. The first thing we do is to name our notebook, right? So I'm going to name this my first notebook, my first ML notebook, right? And the good thing about this platform is you're always connected to the internet when you're using it. So it auto saves your progress and you don't have to be saving as you go along, right? Unless you have to share the notebook, that's when you have to save the version so that when any changes you make will not be lost in that one. But then any code, any program you run, it's auto saves here for you, so you don't have to be saving as you go along or worry about losing the stuff that you're working on. So notice just like any other platform like Microsoft Word and other platforms, you have the file tab over here where you can create a new notebook. You can import notebooks, you can download this notebook to use in a different platform. You can link it to Google Colab. You can even add data sets here as inputs. You can add them both publicly or you can add them directly from your device. You can upload them from your device. You can even change the language you want to write your code in. You can write in Python, you can write in R. And this being an intro to ML course, I'm kind of assuming that most or all of us here have done some Python or have been introduced to Python in some way. So you can use Jupyter Notebook, but we just for uniformity we were suggesting that you use Kaggle throughout. But discuss with your TA. When after you do the grouping, you can discuss with him and see which of them you can work. But Jupyter or Kaggle works fine. And yes, so I'm going to go out. I think I was talking about right. So I was talking about this being intro to ML course. You I'm assuming that we've done some Python already, right? So that doesn't mean you should give up if you haven't done any Python yet. It just means that you have to put extra effort into learning because you have to go back to um, Python, learn some of the syntax, and I can make some resources available so you can learn. Uh, you can learn the Python or refresh yourself if it's been a while since you've done it, and yeah, so you just get prepared for this whole. Because I'm asking because some of I'm going to try to load some of the data sets and all of that, and I'll be doing some of the coding in Python. I just want you to follow, but also not get confused. So just you can be typing what I do as I go along, and as the day tomorrow, the coming week, we'll make some resources available for those who haven't done Python, and you can just learn that on the side. It doesn't mean you give up, just put in extra effort to prepare for that, right? Okay, so there's this edit button over here too that basically allows you to do some editing on the code in the notebook you are in. You can move cells up or down, you can delete cells, undo, and all of that. And these things, when you come on here, you explore them, and it's easier to use them that way. So just like as I was saying, once you are using Kaggle, you don't have to install the Python. You have to install Python on your device. You don't have to worry about creating environments and all of that. And in here, it already has everything set up for you. Most of the popular um, libraries are already pre-installed. All you have to do is to import them to work with them. So I think if you notice here, this is a cell, right? This is where you run your program or your code, and then after you hit enter, you're going to see an output. After you run the cell, you see an output beneath the cell. And there are two types of there are two types of cells over here. We have the code cells and the markdown cells. And the code cells are where we write executable Python code. And the markdown cells are mainly basically used for explanations, notes, text format. And it just helps to keep your notebook readable and well documented. So let me go ahead and add a markdown cell. Right. So you're going to see that it's going to change over here. So I can change it to code, and you see it's changing over here, or to markdown, and then easily change it over there. Right? So once it's on markdown, you realize that you have the formatting style that you are familiar with, the bold, italics, making a header and all of that. You can create another list, and all the lists add images, links over here in the markdown. It's just like a notepad just for you to type and put text inside. So let's just see anything here. Right. So run this, and this is what it's going to look like. Just text, right? You can make it a header by adding the hashtags. And yes, so when you run it, it's just going to be bigger. Right. Okay. So next thing that you'll be doing most of the time is writing code cells using the code cell. So I'm going to switch quickly to the code cell, and print something that's once you start doing Python, you always do print hello world. Okay. Right. So there you go. The output shows over here. Yeah. So there's those who have done Python can relate, but I mean, as I said earlier, if you haven't, don't just follow, type what I'm typing and see the output you get. Just as time goes on, you'll be as you continue to use it, you understand how it goes. And yeah, so each notebook runs on a virtual machine provided by Kaggle, and you don't have to install Python the Python libraries locally. Um, yeah, so now that we're comfortable with the interface, I'm guessing as we go on, I'll continue to explain the interface we'll be using. But so far, I think these are the general ones that you see once you sign up. Let's go ahead and import some libraries that we'll use. Or first of all, let me go and add a data set, right? So I'm saying let's how to add a data set to work with. If you look at the bottom right side of the screen, there's a sidebar over here. Click on it to expand. Right, this sidebar, right? Usually it's closed, but then once you open it, it's just going to expand. And this is what you see. You see this add input and upload buttons. You can use the add inputs to add publicly available data sets, and the upload one is just to upload data sets from your device or from your system. So let's use a public one. We'll try both of them, see how they work. It's very simple. So once you click on the public one, let's look for this data set, Titanic. Just type Titanic, and let's use the okay. So sorry. Let me sort it out. So you can import models, you can import notebooks and all of that. So I want to import a data set, so I'm just going to filter it so I get only these data sets. So once you click on data sets, come and search for Titanic, and the first one by Kashaya, just add use this button to add the data set to your notebook. Right, you realize that all of them have plus buttons, so any of them that you want to use, just hit the add Titanic data set, and based on your depending on your internet speed and the size of the file, it's going to add to your notebook. Right, so once it's added, you're going to get a notification that says the data set is ready to use, and then it's going to show over here under the data sets tab under the inputs here on the right side of the screen. Hope you can all see that. Guys, are you all following? So okay. Right. Hope I'm not going too fast or too slow, and it's not too boring. But yeah. So once you do that, you get to add your data sets over here, and you can add it to your notebook and explore it, right? Then machine learning, before you're able to train a model, before you're able to train um any model to do anything based on any data, anything you need data, and you the person training the model, you need to understand your data. So before you do anything with your data, you have to explore it, you have to visualize it, you have to see what you have, see how you can make sense out of it, and how you can train a model to use that data. Like that's the basic thing that you need to do. So once you add your data sets over here, once you click on it, you can actually see the data sets. You can see the contents over the data sets over here. You can see the various columns. You can see everything in the data set over here. You can, as you change, you can select the columns you want to see and all of that. So this is just a way to see what you have, but then it's still not manipulative enough. It's just showing you what you have in your data sets, and I mean, uh, you can manipulate it. You can manipulate it anyhow you want in your notebook. And I think after this, you should keep an eye in the assignment tab. I'm going to give you something to do. You just load your open, get a notebook, load some data set, and just do whatever I'm doing over here and see how it works for you, right? So let's just go ahead and continue. So how to load a data set from your inputs into the notebook that you'll be working on, right? So after you've added it to your notebook aside, you have to assign it to a variable. You have to call it in a way, yeah, so you can work with it in your notebook, right? You can't just use it as you once you've added it here. So um I don't know if I should, but yeah, so those who have done Python before, you get a hang of what I'm doing. But what I'm doing right now is just to read the file. So this is a CSV file, and I'm going to read it with a library in Python called pandas. And as I was saying, I don't have to go and download the pandas library with pip. I can just import it directly. So import pandas as PD, and see no error means it's already installed for me and I can just use it once I've imported it. So I'm creating another cell, and just to visualize what I have in the notebook. So okay, so let's call this data and read it with the Panda library. So you can be typing what I'm doing exactly, right? And in this quotes that I've opened over in this double quotes, you just have to copy the file path of the data set you want to use in there. So come back to the data sets, you realize that it's going to be treat this like a folder. So the Titanic over here is a folder. When you expand it, you see the various files that are in it. So any of the files that you want to work with, if you want to work with the folder, you can pick the whole folder and go there and just navigate to the file that you want in your code. Or you could just come directly to the file that you want. And when you hover on it, you realize that this button highlights at the far right of it and says copy file path. So click on it and it's going to copy. You come back to where you want to paste it and Control V. I'm going to paste it for you. So go ahead and visualize the first few rows. And okay, sorry, I'm seeing data throughout. So right. So as you can see, now we can see the content of the file that we added over here. And yeah, and this makes it simpler to work with. I mean, accessing the files that you want to work with is easier. You just have to just look for the directory, the file path in your directory. Once you've added it, you copy and you come and paste it over here, and it's easier that way. It's easier to do it that way, and a few lines of code to visualize what you are to explore the data. You know, so you can just do this and keep using df. Sorry, so it should be data. Right, so you can see, yeah, so you can see everything. You can see all the features of the file that you have and everything. Right, so that's, I mean, I think data exploration and all of that will be done as we go along the course. So don't stress if you don't know all of this. As we go on, you get to understand everything that I'm doing over here. So I'm just trying to show you how the platform is and how to manipulate data in any way, adding them publicly. So let me go ahead and do the uploading as privately. So you can, I think we are working with CSV files. CSV files are comma separated values. They are usually, they are sometimes like Excel files. I mean, they are Excel files basically. So you can just add any file. I mean, you can work with images, anything at all. But machine learning, so going to be using CSV files. And so you come to this upload button over here, click on upload, new data sets. Since we are adding a data set, not a model, so new data sets. And then you can add it in the form of a link. You can add it from as a link. You can add it from a GitHub repo, and you can also add it from a Google Cloud storage, right? And you can also add any inputs in the form maybe as a model or any like the output of a notebook. You can add it here as an input, right? But that'll be for another time. So mainly as a file or as a link. So yes, please go on. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed. Your hands up. Okay, so maybe it's a mistake. Right, so you can add them as a file. So once you click on the file, come to browse file. So there's a recommendation here. When you're working with large directories, just zip them so you can upload faster. And anyway, so browse files. I downloaded this earlier. I think I can make the link available so you can also download. But then yeah, so you just select the file from your PC, wherever it is. Yeah, mine is here. So hotel bookings, what I'm using. And once you do that, it's going to load. All right, so you can see it's loading over here. And one very important thing you have to do before you can create a data set is to name it, right? Give it a title. And so you can, yeah, I'm going to name this Hotel ML. And yes, and you can set it as a private data set or a public data set, right? When you make it private, you can only you be the only one to see it, or it's the specific people that you share it with can have access to it. But if you make it public, anyone who searches for the data set name can find it and use it, right? Remember, it's like Kaggle is like a social media platform for ML guys. Right. So I'm going to set it on private, and see now it's downloading, and you can add multiple files. And I think so you have for your account you have this storage space from Kaggle for free, 215 gigabytes for storage, and I've used 33 megabytes. So you can do so much. So there's a lot of data stuff over here. Right. So once you do that, just hit create, and it's going to create, depending on the size and also your internet speed. It's going to take a while to finish. And once it does that, just close this, and then you see that it's going to add. You see it's downloading the data sets. Also depending on the size and your data speed. I'm going to wait a little, and let's see. Okay, so once it does, you get the notification that this is ready to use, and you can see it pop up over here at the dataset section that I have. So this is the Titanic that was from the public source, and this one is from the private, from my device. In some cases the datasets that you're using you have to go and download them somewhere else and come and use them here. So just this is how you can upload it over here and to work with them. Right? If the file size is too big, then that's when you can use the link or URL to work with the data, right? So once it's here, it's basically the same way, the same thing, right? How I loaded this one, it's basically the same thing. So let me just copy this, show you how it works. So I'm going to add another code cell. Is this? Let's call this data one, and copy the file path. Come here, hover, copy the file path, and then come back and replace it with this. So Control V. Right. So I'm going to run it with Control Enter. And right. So this is the head of a few rows of the data sets I have here. Realize I have an error over here, and it's because there are some values that are not available. So you see there are none values in the data set. That's why I'm getting this error. So I mean, as you work with these stuff, you get to understand some of the errors you see and all of that. Right. So once it's there, everything is basically the same, and you can manipulate. You can call. You just have to get a file path to be able to, work with it in your notebook. And once that is done, it's easy peasy. Right. So quickly, let's go ahead and do the sharing. Right. So sharing your notebook. Once the notebook is ready, you can share it with other people. All you have to do is just to come to the share button over here. Right. So click on that, and just like the data set, you can either share this privately or you can make it public, right? Sometimes you have to verify your number. I think I have to do that. So with the, privately, you have to look for the person. You have to search for the people you want to share it with directly. So I have another account that's Jeffrey OZ. And yeah, so you see, once I can just click on it, and
Yeah,
yeah,
you
so
can
I
use
have
my
to,
name.
okay, okay. So Richard Isiama. In order to share your notebook, just search for them. So you have to confirm which of them is the exact account that you have to share it with, right? I think your mentors will make you aware which of them. If you want to share it privately, what you can use. So I'm going to pick the first one. And right, so if it's the first time you're creating an account, you have to verify your account before you can share data sets, right? So I created this account just for this. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly do the verification so we can see how it works. Hope I can use this number for something else. So you just fill in your number, change your country code if you're not in Ghana, and go ahead and just follow the prompts, do the verification. They're going to send you an SMS. And yeah, so hope you can all see my screen here too. Right, so congratulations done. Return to Kaggle, and it's going to refresh the page, and everything is back. So go back to share, look for whoever I want to share it with privately, and click on them. Let's see if it's going to. Right, so you see, once I did that, once I verify my accounts, now I can share it with anyone. So I can set the permissions to either they can view or I can allow them to edit, right? And once if you choose that I can view, I can just view what you've done. I think that's the recommended way to share it with us so that we don't make changes and you come and see that there's no way you did or like so as you did it, you can just share it as to be. I mean, depending on the discretion of whoever will be checking your work, you can set them as editor as well. And once you do that, you just save, and that's it. They will get the notification on their end, and they will also once they log into their Kaggle account, they will see this notebook at their notebook, the shared notebook session. And one important thing to do is also to save the version. So, sorry, this should be done before you even share. You have to save the version of your work before you share it because once you share it and you make changes, it's going to change, right? So you have to save the version so that whatever you send, whatever you share, will be whatever you save will be what you share, right? So before you say you have to give it a name. So let's version one. version 1 ml, and you can choose either to save it. So you can either save it so that everything will run once more and save, or you can save it as a quick save. Then the way that it looks, it's just going to save like that with the output and all of that. And yeah, this you can toggle this on whether to save. If you have a model as an output, you can save it without having to run everything, or you can run everything, or you can choose not to save it. Once you do that and you save, then you can come back. You can do it. You can come and do the sharing, right? So this was the private sharing, and the public one is where you can get the URL to share. You can also send it directly to whoever you want to share it with, right? You can share it directly to whoever you want to share it with and change the permissions based on your discretion. Or once you make it public and you have saved the version, you can copy this URL over here and save, and then you go and paste it at wherever you have to submit it. So think most of the assignments will require you to perhaps submit links or something. So depending on the instructions, you either have to send it directly or you share a link, right? And I think that's all about the sharing. I'm hoping that at least you feel a little bit confident about the Kaggle platform. I mean, this is not enough to help you feel like you are okay with it. So the best thing is for you to go onto the platform yourself and check some of the features out, right? And I think I'll download this notebook and make it available to you, or I'll make it so you can view, and then we'll give an assignment. So you just have to run what I've done here. You can use any data sets of your choosing. Just do something like what I've done and just submit, so we know that you tried out the platform yourself. And I think that will bring us to the end of the intro to Kaggle session. We went through how to create an account, how to create a notebook, and working with markdowns over here, and the libraries and all of that. Okay, I think I forgot to talk about this. It also has a console, so in case there's a library that's you want to work with that is not downloaded, it's very rare, but there are some libraries that you have to install them yourself. You can do them over here in your console, or you can do them in the code yourself using the pip command. And usually, if you do it here, it might not. I mean, the structure of your work will be off. So you can do it in the console. It has a console over here. Just come here and type everything you want, whatever you want to install, and run. It's going to install here, just like your command, just like your CMD on your PC. You can just do that also here on Kaggle, right? And I think that will be everything. That will be all. Once we group ourselves, you can go to you can see your mentors, the TAs, to clarify some of these things, right? I think all of them have know how the platform works, so they can clarify for you. And yeah, so Joseph, you can go ahead and ask the question. Your hand is up. Joseph, if not, darling, you can ask. Darling, your hand is up. You have a question. Okay, maybe it's a mistake. But yeah, so I think that will bring us to the end of the intro to cargo session. I don't miss anything, but as the program goes on, as you explore it yourself, you get to understand and experience the platform better. Right? Okay, so Richard, I think that's all for me. I end this now.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, so 1 minute, 1 minute to 9. Okay, so all right. So guys, henceforth, please be checking your canvas. Okay, for quizzes, for assignments. If we update anything, we will share it on a WhatsApp platform. But you can only have access to it when you're on the canvas platform. Tomorrow we will meet for our first lecture, and that lecture is what you use for your lab. So make sure you don't miss it. Tomorrow we'll meet for our first lecture, and it's that lecture that you guys will use for your lab. So and once the grouping is done, I'll share it in the WhatsApp platform. You know where your lab, so you'll be assigned automatically. So it is up to the TA who decide that okay, let's meet at this time or let's meet at this time. So thank you guys so much. Okay, thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful evening. Okay, and good night. We'll meet if God willing tomorrow. Thank you and bye.